Everything is upside down. Everything that we thought is normal is not. And that's the piece that we really need to start accepting.
Well, good afternoon, folks. We haven't had her back in quite some time, but by popular demand, Cheryl Corbett is back. And I got to tell you, it feels good because she's family to me. I've known her. Her and I went back and forth for like months. Hey, you got to check my document out. And we went back and forth. Finally got a chance to read her document, and then the rest was history. Guys, before we get started, just hit the pause button, go to Rumble, join our Rumble. We're having problems. It is what it is with the, YT, QFS1776.com, the holy grail of what's to come. Gesara and Nesara, it's coming. It's here. My friend called me today, Jim Moore, said, hey, my friend who's a CIA agent called me today, said that I got to pay attention to this thing called Gesara and Nesara, and I immediately thought about you. No kidding, Jack. So anyway, also, don't forget the T-shirts. You got to decorate yourself. People need to know that Gesara and Nesara is here, and then you can send them to QFS1776.com. Unified TV, folks, down below, Unified TV. Get yourself a subscription. Stop complaining why the monster is still here in the morning when you wake up. If you continue to pay the monster is not going to go away. Stop paying the monster. Okay. So don't give your money to Netflix. Give it to Jason Shirka right down below. Go take a subscription. Incredible programming. We're not going to try to social engineer you. We're not going to try to tell your little daughter that she needs a penis. Okay. None of that stuff. Okay. And also our Telegram group. And if you want to buy more than $10,000 worth of, XRP, the one, you come to me. You want to buy $10 million, $100 million, you come to me. I'm the guy that can get you that much. Okay. And also we got gold and silver. Cheryl, welcome to the show. I mean, look, it's been a while since we talked last. I know you're going to take it into the stratosphere today. Tell us what you got. Am I right? We should stop paying the monster or what?
Well, yeah. I mean, you and I know, you and I have talked about this so many times regarding, financial slavery is something that is brilliant, established by a brilliant program designed by the establishment, something that we choose to participate, willingly participate, love to participate, and get mad at our fellow brother and sister when they get mad, when they exit themselves, and we're still continuing to pay. It's everyday bills, it's energy. We talk about Tesla, we talk about the IRS, it's theirs. There's even, in my career, I never was able to hold a job as a CPA because I was bounced around. I saw rounding errors in the tax return. The alternative minimum tax calculation brings you back to, if you actually do capitalize on a credit or a deduction, they're coming back to get you 3 years down the road. I mean, they are, banks, mortgages. You borrow to buy a house, and it's 4 times the amount of the house. And people think they're getting a deal when they get a low interest rate. It's mort, death, mortgage. You don't own your house. In fact, I almost believe someone who's renting a house actually has more rights than a homeowner, because if they don't pay their rent, it's a long time before they leave their house. Where if you don't pay your mortgage, the bank's coming now. The bank's coming within 3 or 4 months. The tenant has another 6 to 8 months to go to live comfortably. So, everything is upside down. Everything that we thought is normal is not. And that's the piece that we really need to start accepting, that our world that we live in, we talk about the Constitution. Most don't know what it is. Most don't really know what it represents. Most don't know about the amendments. People talk about being a state, national, and freedom. Freedom really comes from the state of mind. You have to really want to be free. And what that means is, you don't want to worry about what anybody else thinks. You really want to honor what you want to do. You want to be able to follow your own guidance. And that comes through, thoughts from the universe. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, but those thoughts are gifts. They're coming from there. They're not coming from your body. Your body is a cyclical regurgitator, right? And this is why it takes so long for people to get out of their own way. So when you have those moments of respite and you have those moments of enlightenment, milk them, because they're gifts. And there are opportunities for you to look at your life and your experience from the outside looking in. And not many people have that. And, everything that we say we're going to come together on, we're still not really there. Religion, politics, politics, police, policy. They're enforcing policy. What people don't understand, the insurances and the police, and this is no judgment against police officers, IRS agents, insurance agents, anyone with the title agent, anyone with those pretty gold badges that they wear. We look at these positions as, oh my God, they're such a, integral part of society, but they've been stripped away with the greatness. You used to put on a blue uniform and, be proud. And now you're being forced to implement policies that most police officers don't believe in. So again, and I'm using the police officers because those poor guys are, I met 3 that just retired. They are so happy because they're so conflicted, and they have their pension on their line. So because of the financial slavery, people are so close that they don't want to rock the boat because they don't want to jeopardize their financial freedom that they've worked the last 25 years from. So we have, those components of patriots and people who are afraid to take that leap because they are strapped financially. And the new breed of people coming into these jobs, they're just fully indoctrinated, and that's not good. So, they don't want to hear your side. The good old police officers, the good personnel today, they want to listen to you. They really want to help you. They want you to be well. Nobody, who operates under God doesn't want to see their fellow brother and sister struggle. So this is the mind shift. We have to first acknowledge that we need to do better and that we have to clean our own house. We can't say we're going to, move forward and not move forward and say that, I'm here, I'm positive. People that say to me, oh my God, I'm so positive, I usually run the other way because those are the ones that are going to come and bite you in the behind. Anybody that's talking about being positive, anybody that's talking about action, they're not there yet.
Yeah.
They're just talking about it.
Right.
You want to be able to just to act. And that's where you start cooking with gas. This is when, the universal laws are what I want to focus on today. The universal laws are the natural laws in the cosmos. They're the ones that really help us understand what guides and how the energy guides us to act. So the law of vibration, everything vibrates, right? Attracts like. Well, if you don't like what you're eating or you don't like that person, you got to change that and be okay and not judge it. We got to learn to have a little bit more fun in life. And what people don't understand is that we've been hijacked. Our souls, forget about our money. It's our souls that's been hijacked. Our power. Our DNA is encoded God eternal within the body. So it doesn't matter how many shots you've taken. You could always ignite that flame. If you got a heartbeat, it's still burning. It's up to you. How high do you want to turn the flame? You're only limited by your thoughts. In fact, I told you I wanted to share something with you today. So you mind if I share the screen for a moment?
Please go right ahead.
Okay. So I was talking to someone the other day, and I see energy, and sometimes we have these beautiful moments in our phones where we're able to capture energy. So if you look here on his, top corner, look at the energy. You could even see an eye. If you look closely, there's an eye there. And I was talking to him about, being calm, not judging, stay focused on the solution. And then, he was so energetic and so happy to listen that this is the next photo that came. Look at all the colors. Look at the cosmos within him. This is us. Okay? This is who we are. beautiful stardust. Our bodies are a vessel for those atoms and molecules, that stardust. So we want to dust ourselves off and use that. Now, this is what I see when I look at you, Mel, and when I look at, all the other great people who are trying to do the right thing. When you start getting comfortable with that this is who you are, things become a lot easier for you, where you are feeling more confident, where you're feeling, you know what? I am a son and daughter of God. I'm not supposed to be enslaved. I'm not supposed to have choices for me. We have to understand that we gave our power away on many levels. We gave our power away through taxes. We gave our power away through handing over our children to schools. Again, everything's been taken away little by little, year after year. So this wasn't a one-time thing. And that's why so many people are missing the point. We need to come together, because what you're saying is true. And what you're saying is true. You picked it up at different parts of their plan. And, the Freemasons, to earn their stripes, they've created laws. They created another, kink in the wheel. They created, another part of a protocol or another form that just drives you nuts. Psychological warfare. If we can they know that when we call to use their services, if we just say, oh, this is going to be a nightmare, they know we're already calling it in. So we're already sabotaging ourselves when we have to use their services by dreading using their services. And yet we don't question it. We're not questioning, you pay all this money for insurance. You've seen me post a table. I've created a table for people to drop in their monthly expenses so they can see how much money is going to them and not to you. You're paying for insurance. You go to use it. If they actually grant you some money, well, guess what? 4 or 5 months down the road, you're getting a call. I think we're going to drop you.
Here's the problem I have, and I got to sort of think like people out there, and I think you'll agree with me. The police, unfortunately, are not trained in state nationalism. They are not trained. Most of them don't know. Most of them couldn't find their ass in a dark room with a flashlight and a mirror with instructions. Let's face it. They're dumb. They're ignorant. They don't know. So you get pulled over. You have no license plates. You got no insurance. You got no registration because you're a state national. And now you're dealing with an ignorant soul. And he's ready to take you to jail. How do we overcome that? Or do we have to sort of bring in a tsunami of people that are coming in that are becoming state national, that the police departments have no choice to start training their people in this regards?
Well, the latter is always my choice. The latter is go face them before there's a problem, right? Let them know who you are. That's what I've done. I've talked to certain policemen. I've talked to certain sheriffs. Some, I don't want to label that all police are bad, because there's some good ones in there. And again, some of them got retirement. Some of them are learning too. And some of them are on the fence because they're overwhelmed. Like they too are we are all understanding that we work for the establishment one way or another to get out from that. I mean, the truth of the matter is to really capitalize on the Mary Poppins magic and for all of us to fly, like I will show you in the next photo that I have. You have to shed that weight. You have to get out of their matrix. Their matrix is a low vibrational, dark, clustered atoms and molecules of fear, of sickness, of worry, of being a jerk, being arrogant. And when you see a police officer, I find, which is what I said in the beginning, the more more older police officers, the old school guys, that's a great way of saying it, okay? They're going to work with you because they get that there's another side. It's the young ones across the board, okay, in every industry that we're in trouble, okay? That the poor moms went to work, weren't home when their kids came home from school. So the teachers have been raising are, in my case, my nephews, my godsons, my niece. Okay. So they're all raised by somebody else. They're not raised. Like when I went to school, when I was younger, I was in school for 5 hours and I came home to my mom. And my mom made me and my brother lunch. And, to this day, as much as, we have our struggles, you meet me and one of my brothers, we're hi, how are you? There's manners, there's contact, there's a vibration in exchange. There is no, oh, hey, what's up? What's going on? There is none of this. Okay. And, don't even get me going on the phones. We'll talk about that the next conversation. But we lost that sense of contact and understanding that it is a gift for an opportunity for people to meet and to learn every minute. So when you find somebody that's very happy, I always say this, and this works. You write on the back of the ticket, no contract, no offer, no meeting of the minds, I do not accept, and you sign it in blue ink and send it. I am now telling people to send a letter right to the judge, because these judges really all, beep, 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 to let this all go down. The judges and the sheriffs, to let this kind of corruption still be going on. There's so much great work that's been done by various militaries globally, and we don't see any of, forget about mainstream media. I say this, for anyone who's working in the mainstream media, including the makeup artists, I ask that you understand the karma that's coming to you, whether you say it's your job or not. You are messing with people's free will, and there's no greater karma than that. So just understand that what you put out is what you get back, knowingly or unknowingly. So you have a choice to make a difference. And I ask that you step up and make a difference by not participating in their shenanigans and blocking the highest truth that's getting out to all the people, because it really isn't right. And at this point, if people don't know that, the fake president is president of a defunct corporation, I don't know what to tell you. You are severely misled and severely uneducated. Because there's two USS, there's two levels of consciousness happening right now. I mean, there's 8 billion consciousness, but there's really two pathways, and there's two Americas, corporated or republic. Which one are you choosing? And thank God for the people of the Republic. I just want to give a shout out to them, let them know that we say grace and blessings, and, thank you for all that you're doing for humanity. That there are great people trying to step up. They just don't know what to do. So, that's why I'm glad you and I are here today, Mal, because I want people to know that, no matter what you do, as long as you do something different in honor of God today, that was different than yesterday, you're making a difference, even if it's in the privacy of your own home. Because when you step outside that door, you're going to do something a little bit different, and someone's going to see it, hear it, or feel it. And that is what we need. So, it's never too late. It's never, no problem is big, and God doesn't judge anybody. But make known what you put out is what you get back times 7. So if you're doing you're doing great work, well, great. You got 7 treasures. If you're doing bad work, well, you're going to have 7 rough lifetimes ahead of you.
Yep, exactly. So, where do we go from here? See, there's so many different people offering courses and classes on state nationalism, etc. We're going to be doing a course here starting November 1st, like I was telling you when we did it off camera with, and they've been at this for longer than anybody. Jack and Margie, we're going to start a course. It's going to be free of charge. There's going to be a donate button there if you want to donate to them, because they do a great job. They just won 22,000 cases with Delta and United for the pilots. This is on record. Okay.
Awesome.
And we're going to have, so November 1st to November 10th at 2 p.m. local time, Costa Rica, we're going to do a 1-hour class for 10 days straight, and you guys are going to have access to this free of charge. The value of this is off the charts. Okay?
Yeah, so Jim and Margie's name?
Jack and Margie.
Jack, okay. Special thanks to them for really showing up to help people follow through the process, because, I've been through them all. Anna Von Wright, she has a lot of good information. David David Strait, a lot of great information. The American Assemblies, a lot of great information. I too have gone down all those roads, and I've taken a step back with the paperwork because there's just, so many things, and there's so many diverse approaches. Puzzle Builder, our sweet friend, I like his friend Clint too, that he had some really good advice that was, off the beaten path and different from all of those. So I think every process has value in it. So I employ everyone to participate and really understand. But also today, you don't need to be a state national today to make a difference. You can literally understand that some basics, that when you're driving, you are traveling. It's not driving, and it is not a privilege. It is your right. So we're back to rights and really understanding and people feeling comfortable using them. Universal law. Okay. We know about the law of attraction. There's the law of gender, male or female, not both. Again, universal law guiding us through the way, keeping it still. What do you want to attract? What do you want to use? The law of action means you need to do something. We can't, a lot of people that haven't done anything the last year and a half, their lives are stagnant and people are upset because they didn't stir up and make a ruckus. Go out there and make a ruckus. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Have a conversation with their agents. I do it all the time. They really don't know what to do with me. And it's not because I even mention law. It's just because it's common sense. Why are you giving somebody a ticket that can't afford it?
Exactly correct. Exactly correct.
How do you sleep at night? Like, that's where my head goes. Like, if you were driving down the road, Mel, and you got 2 kids in the back seat and you're crying, I can't give you 3 tickets. This is the stuff to me that drives me bananas, and that's the stuff I think we need to start talking about. That it's our everyday local lives that need to be shaken up. And we have the power to do that. Whether it's going in your town hall, and I say this, grab 2 or 3 fellow patriots, go to your town hall. So what most people don't understand is the property taxes are just another fine, if you will, that were assigned to individuals who were on the IRS tax rolls back in the Great Depression. So they received property taxes to get benefits, to get out of poverty, and agreed to it whether they had property or not. These were our ancestors. So we can't be mad at our ancestors. That helps solidify where we are now. At the end of the day, we know that there's an issue. We all have to not look at or label, your party, your beliefs, your preferences. We have to really look and say, okay, life, what are we getting? What are we getting for our money? What are we getting for insurance? What are we getting? Are we getting better? Why aren't people who are sick not getting better? We are the greatest country on this planet. We deserve better, but we have to claim it. And to claim it, what people need to understand is we've accepted this lower vibrational programs, behaviors, and we don't even know right from wrong anymore. We are operating on autopilot. So we need to slow down, stop the momentum, and say, not even smell the roses, but look at them. Forget about smelling them. Just look at them at this point and say, wait, is this what I want to be doing? Is this, and talk to your family, include them, help bring them up, get your house in order, get yourself in order and get your house in order. You don't need lawyers or other people to communicate for you. Have a conversation. Nothing is tough. There's nothing that you can't handle. We made a mess out of things for no reason because we gave our power away to state, local, and federal governments and people who don't even know what they're doing. And, like I said earlier, there's a lot of great work that's been done, but we don't feel it at these local levels. And it's time that we understand and accept that we are walking gods. We are so powerful that we can really change an apple into a pear. And to do that, you have to have all your senses together. And that's where the central nervous system comes into play. And that's where the preservatives come into play, and the fluoride and the chlorine and, whatever else is in the water and in the air, etc. So we need to be very cognizant of what we're putting in our body. Our body is fully equipped to take us wherever we want to go, but to also heal, to also manifest, and to also feel better. We are able to, in Joe Dispenza's world, we're able to self-regulate, but it takes practice and it takes due diligence. You can't just go out and say, okay, I'm positive and I have a whole new life. You have to understand how to take your power back through your choices of free will. And that is where there is no judgment by God, but there is karma. There is what you put out is what you get back. So that's why God always forgives, because he never judged. So when you enter that realm, when you enter the realm of these benevolent beings, they're all here to guide us and to show us. And let me just share my screen for a second, Mal. Can I do that?
Sure.
So when I went out to Mount Shasta, I met some benevolent beings. And right here, I asked if I can photograph them. And they're too high vibrational for our low vibrational phones or cell phones. But I was able to capture their aura while I was backing up in my truck. So these benevolent beings are around us all the time. I see them.
Can you share your screen?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Share. Are you seeing it now?
I am.
Yeah. So this is a photo of two beings that were in my driveway, and you can't see them. I can see them, but that's their aura. This is our electrical field. This is what they have hijacked from us. A lot of us have a dullified, mute aura because we don't feel the zest within ourselves. We don't feel, excited about our life. And when you are happy and when you are in joy, you're a spark. And then how many songs and how many times you see that in Hollywood, right? They know this. They know it. This is who we are. So I'm asking people to, take the time to research, reach out to me, reach out to, like-minded individuals that speak of what I speak of to help you get there. Because once you're there and you're glowing like this, guess what? Their medicines, their illnesses, their foods, their preservatives, they don't match that. There's a vibrational gap. So, and love will take you there. Love is the fountain of youth. It's in, it physically comes across down as your cerebral spine fluid, that goes through your body, goes through your neck, your crown, your pineal gland. That's all molded. It's molded from the vaping. It's molded from the prescriptions. It's molded from the street stuff. It's molded. So you want to get out there, get in the light, let sunlight burn it. Eat, drink green juices. Demold yourself, decalcify, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, this is what we're capable of, and this is who we really are. And we need to start uniting and just, think about where your money's going and why you're complying. And just because it's your job or just because it's a law, all of that does not apply. In God's eyes, it doesn't matter. You're still creating your world by participating in these choices that are not in your best interests. And you don't have to do that. You have to, what I did to start really accepting my higher choices was, I wrote a creation list, and I knew from all the work and all the studying and all the education I had that I can't work this hard and not be a multi-billionaire at this point. Okay. So the system is flawed, right? So
Right.
I stayed focused on where I was going. And I slowly but surely, stopped paying this bill, got out of that bill, changed my diet. I don't ingest this. And now here I am, and within 2.5 years, a much lighter being. I'm seeing a whole different realms, more than one, by the way, of worlds. They're here. Some people call it dimensions. People call it level of consciousness. It's all the same thing.
Right. But the thing is, what I'm hearing you say is we literally have the power to solve anything. But the energy has to go on. You cannot complain about Netflix, for example, is social engineering your kids, and you keep paying Netflix. Stop paying the monster. You can't wake up in the morning and call me and say, Mel, the monster's still there. Yeah, stop paying it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
You go to Unified TV down below, you get yourself an account, you're going to get a picture of what the world is going to be like, not what they want it to be like, what we want it to be. We, as in we the people, we have the power. And Trump wants to give the power back to you, the people. So take your power back. You're in charge.
Yeah. So, I'll stop sharing this screen right now. I love that you brought him up, because he's so polarizing, right? And when you ask people, I got people who love him and I got people that despise him. Okay. Now I don't care what your viewpoint is. Okay. I'm creating my new world, my new country, very little government with people of common sense, God, country, and then family. Right.
Right.
But if you're hating something and you can't articulate why, you are programmed, whether it's an MK Ultra through the social media or the TV, MK Ultra, yes, you are, okay, or you are chipped. You have to be able to decipher and say, okay, this resonates or it doesn't, or let me give him a shot, or let me not give this person a shot, let me give her a shot. To come back at anyone automatically and negate something, that's on you. And you have an issue that's a block. And it's a block that's going to hinder you from creating and from manifesting because you are too easily triggered for no reason. You have to be neutral. You have to not respond. When it comes to these trolls and it comes to these people, I never respond. I get a lot of them. I get a lot of them from you, Mel. Hi, do you know me? Well, actually, we just talked yesterday.
Yeah. Hi, you're one of my patriots in my room. My name is Mel Carmine, and I want to help you get your money out of your wallet and put it in my wallet and screw you. I live in Nigeria. Hello? Is anybody home?
Right. Well, I responded because I was able to see this person's aura. And I said, to shame what you're doing because you're causing yourself cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's how it's going to manifest. Boy, did they delete the conversation. So they deleted it. And it was so powerful because they felt my truth. They felt the truth. The highest truth was you are screwing with someone's free will. And I talked to very few politicians, just because word of mouth is they don't want to talk to me, rightfully so, right? But if you're leading with a vote today, you're not a good lead. We need people just stepping up and cleaning house, right? We need people just going to work and saying, this isn't right. I'm decreasing their taxes. I'm doing this. People will pay taxes, but to pay what they're paying for rents in New York, what they're paying for property taxes, square of land, the kids are not being educated, the roads have got more potholes. What are you getting? And a mayor, I'm calling out every single mayor, and these county executives and these sheriffs, it's not right what they're doing and allowing all this go on. The sheriff has the power to see all this and they shouldn't be stopping it.
Or they should be under arrest themselves for not doing their job. It's called dereliction of duty, guys. Sheriffs out there, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you could be under arrest.
Yeah. And that will happen because, you know, the stuff that I'm uncovering is I'm doing a lot of research behind the scenes of what I can do. You know, I'm going to buy a piece of land. I want to build my house. No permits, their permission. Okay. So you are going to town hall, paying for a permit on a house that you don't own, because if you research Black law, you are not an owner, you're a tenant. So you're asking them for permission through a permit to work on a house that you think is yours is not.
Yeah.
I mean, they are triple dipping you. So at what point are you going to claim that you deserve better? And the truth of the matter is, if you don't do that, frankly, you deserve what you get. You deserve the poverty. You deserve the sickness. And our path, and this is why I say to people, don't judge it. Just keep moving forward, because the universe will conspire to you and to what you want when you're in constant alignment. You know, I share this story often. I saw this turtle crossing. Did I share this with you before, Mel?
No, I'm not sure. I can't say it.
So I was getting on a highway, and next thing you know, I spotted at 60 miles per hour a turtle crossing. So of course I swerved. I didn't want to kill the little turtle. And what was fascinating is this turtle is crossing a 4-lane highway at his own pace, which isn't very fast. Okay. And in my mirror, my rearview mirrors, I look and every car is swerving. The turtle owns the road. And I was proud of people who didn't, people got good hearts. They saw the turtle. They didn't want to, everybody swerved.
Most people do.
Yeah. I saw the highway divide. And it was so moving that, that turtle crossed that 4-lane highway at 2 miles an hour when people were doing 200 miles per hour. And he made it. And I can't conclude that, but it feels that way. And that's what we have to do. We have to cross our own highway of fear, regardless of who's driving on it, and just get to the other side.
The problem I have, Cheryl, and I think you're going to concur with me 1,000,000,000%, is that people want somebody to come down and do it for them. I've had this conversation with Victoria Reynolds. I've had this conversation with a lot of you out there. And God is not going to part the clouds and send his disciples down so that he could do it for you. You got to get up off your ass. Okay?
Yeah.
Trump is not going to come and save your ass. His cabinet, whoever gets elected, is in this new Nesara, Gesara world that we're getting into, and we will, and we are, and it's going to happen, is not going to save your ass. The only people that are going to save your ass is you. You got to get up off your ass. If you don't like YouTube because YouTube is censoring you, well, let's get the best programmers in the world. Let's go get a script. Okay? Because the market has spoken. The market said, we want YouTube. We just want a YouTube where the freedom of speech can flow freely.
Yeah.
Okay? So get a bunch of programmers. You guys out there, there's a bunch of programmers. For example, hypothetically speaking, I personally don't have a vendetta against YouTube, right? But Let's just say some of you guys out there have a vendetta against YouTube. Go get a script that's customizable, that is open source. Get a bunch of programmers. I'm sure there's a lot of patriots out there that don't like YouTube that would love to throw $5 and $10 and $20 and $100. Some of them maybe thousands of dollars at you because they are dissatisfied with the present situation. So you got to get up off your ass and you got to do it. No God, no YouTube God is going to come and part the cloud and say, let me fix YouTube for you. Ain't happening, dog.
Yeah, energy is within your control, your energy, your aura, okay? So your choices of free will, it's all within your control. There's nothing, we are limitless. God is limitless. Okay, God, universe, same thing to me. It's a, you climb Jacob's ladder, you climb your chakras, it comes to 144, people call it angels. It's a frequency. It's a frequency within your body, okay? And, there's colors associated to metals, associated to planets, associated to signs. It's all connected. There's a reason, rainbow currency, right? Digital assets backed by special metals. It's coming to that quantum paradigm, which is universal. universal quantum, same thing. Okay. But at the end of the day, you have to make room for it in your house, in your heart, Heart, earth, same letters, different combination. You're the earth. Your lungs are the roots of a tree.
Yeah, but do you agree with what I just said? My statement about YouTube, I just used that as a hypothetical example.
Absolutely.
People are being pushed over to Rumble. They're not going over to Rumble because Rumble's sexier. I'm starting to like Rumble because I'm there and I'm comfortable. I know where all the buttons are, but it's not sexy. YouTube is sexy. YouTube is intuitive. YouTube has all the right functionalities. YouTube should bring back the old algorithms. YouTube should bring back the old pay structure so that people can make, there used to be a 50-50 split. Okay. I know people that I follow like Lost LeBlanc, Sailing La Vagabond, Gone with the Winds. It's sailing shows and travel shows. I love those when I need to unwind. That's what I watch. Yeah. I just gave you guys a plug, even though you're a lot bigger than I am. But the reality is this, that, these people, their salaries or their pay structure has been altered so much. Like Lost LeBlanc was making $4.8 million a year. It's a huge channel, travel channel. One of the best. Yeah. This guy became really good with the camera. They brought down the pay structure to where he's making $1.5 million a year. Still doesn't suck, but he was making $4.8 million. They took down the pay structure to $1.5 million. He's got millions of people following, travels all over the world. Incredible lifestyle. He gets to live the lifestyle everybody wants to live, and he doesn't. He's getting paid for what we would all love to, but he takes a special talent. But he didn't have that talent. He had $3,000 in the camera when he started. He developed that talent over time. Yeah. Just like I'm developing. I came from pizzas into doing this. I bet you give me another 6 months a year, a lot of people are going to know who I am, especially if we take over YouTube or we build a new YouTube platform. Because right now, if there was a platform that was as sexy as YouTube, that had all the functionalities and had a great server and doesn't crash and the videos upload, release, everything works exactly the same way, people would be leaving YouTube in droves.
Yeah. So shout out to, all the programmers and all these, individuals who know how to rebuild in God's way, which is allowing people, allowing people to have their choice of free will.
Leadership.
Yeah. We need, a leader allows all to flow. They don't say, why did you have this person on your show or that person this? There's no judgment. Okay, wait, that doesn't feel like a real fit right now, but we'll hang it up. Like some things that don't resonate at first, give it time, because this is where timing is everything. And so the universe, God, everything moves in increments, but you are the driver. It's no different than you driving your car. You are the driver. Where do you want to go? You have benevolent beings, angels, guides. There's a slew of them. If you don't believe me, go outside your house, be open, and take pictures of your trees and look at all the faces in the trees. Okay. That is the easiest way for them to communicate to you, because you are not looking for it. We're so analytical and people are asking questions. This isn't a matter of asking questions. This is a matter of feeling. Right. Hey, something isn't right.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to confront that. I mean, we've become a nation. They don't want you feeling. Feeling is your connection to there. They don't want that.
Absolutely.
And nothing. I'm very into the state national movement, but the state national movement doesn't mean anything if you're not leveraging that power. All the Native Americans, all of our forefathers, they all, Charles Ingalls on Little House, right? God, please let it rain. We need rain for the farm. They leveraged that power. We lost that. We got to get it back.
Absolutely. Totally, absolutely correct. Andrew Tate, you know who he is? He's the most Googled person on earth. He's more Googled than Donald Trump. He got chased off of YouTube. He was forced to go where? Rumble. He doesn't want, if he wanted a Rumble channel, he could have had one from the get-go. He got thrown out. But I believe this has caused Andrew Tate to do what? He's going to cancel culture, because they did a 3-hour interview, because I watched it twice, with Patrick from Valuetainment, very successful channel. And they know these guys are very educated. They're not like pizza guys like me. They're not rough around the edges, and they know how to sort of surf the the surf, if you will.
Right.
They know how to stay under the radar. They'll get right up to the gray line and they'll go back. They will never cross the gray line. Me, I'm a rebel. I will cross the the yellow line, the gray line, and I'll, right? Because that's just who I am. But, and that's why people, I think, resonate with me, because I'm as real as you're ever going to get. But I think they've been activated to cancel culture. He went over to Rumble. Rumble actually said, hey, if you need money, whatever you need, because they know he's a big name. Guy's worth hundreds of millions of dollars in like 5 years. He went from nothing practically to hundreds of millions of dollars. Kickboxer, world champion, whatever, drives, $1.5 million Bugatti,
Awesome.
Okay.
Good for him.
And so he went over there. Everybody wants to interview him, including yours truly. So Andrew, if you're out there, dog, come on down, baby. So
yeah, and there's a perfect example of someone that stayed focused on his creation and manifesting. And when people say, "Why not me?" it's because you didn't do the work, right? You didn't stay in alignment. You didn't protect your boundaries. Yeah. Protecting your boundaries is an art. It takes practice.
Bingo.
It takes practice, and you can't worry about what anybody thinks, but you also don't have to be rude about it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they weren't hearing me. It was just a one-way conversation. So I just said, okay, all right, I'll talk to you later. He's like, well, I'm not done. I said, well, I had just about enough, right? Exactly. Because I did. And I just walked away. He's like, you really don't care. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was all neutral, and it was all fun and professional.
Right.
Even though it was a clear poking of dark and light.
Totally.
Because at the end of the day, I'm up. I'm not coming down here. You got to come up here. So once that split becomes too heavy, and this is where people don't understand. Your body's an instrument. When you get that, when someone says, oh, you need to come over here, and you're like, oh, your body's telling you, don't go. You don't have to go. Here's where the change starts.
Yeah.
The change is uncomfortable at first because you're exercising new thought patterns and you're activating new circuits. Let that process unfold organically. Questions is not the way to go about it. Why is this happening? What do I do? No, just claim it. Just claim it and just stick to where you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I claim my chair.
That chair is a magic chair, and I can't wait to sit in it. And I'm going to be meditating in that chair.
This chair will make Donald Trump jealous, but I really don't care. I'm not here for a popularity contest.
That's a great chair.
I got this chair, but it took me a long time to understand that the man upstairs wanted me to have the chair. Because I told the story in a few, but not everybody watches all my videos, so I got to keep telling the story so it gets out there. Because it's a cute story. Okay, I like it.
Story. It is a cute story.
So I went to go get the old chair, upholstered, and the guy screwed me. I could do it in leather. No, I can't do it in leather. Buy me some vinyl. He wasted maybe $190 worth of my money, $200 worth of my money. Not a big deal. And what happened was no chair. I got the skeleton sitting in the back. But I took the skeleton of the chair thinking that somebody else could do it because I have pictures of the old chair. We went there. They said, yeah, we could do it. 2 days later, no, we can't do it. And they had this chair that was like straight. It wasn't like so sexy. This is a copy, the only one in Costa Rica, eat your heart out, that is the copy of the original. All right. And the exact carbon copy. So I said, if you can make the one that's in the pictures, they showed me the pictures. If you can make the one picture, I want it. God wanted me to have the chair. Because we have such a prophetic message to tell about Gesara, the QFS, the quantum financial system. The whole thing's about to blow up.
Yeah, there's stuff happening.
And he needed an eye catcher. That, like the chain. You need an eye catcher, right? This is my eye catcher, okay? I'm having fun. Cheryl, I'm having fun.
Yeah, that chair is so you, Mel. It just is. I mean, it's just it fits your aura, it fits you. It's you. And that's what happens. Like this, it's a magical experience and you have fun along the way. And that's the universe is so amazing because it tracks all of these nuances that you forgot. Your brain doesn't remember. So when you manifest something, it is always bigger and grander in a way you didn't expect it. because the universe tracked it all. It's all in the atoms and molecules of your choices of free will and energy. And it's just amazing. It's a diamond sparkling world that's waiting, and it's here, and people are tapping into it. And the people that are not tapping into it, and they're labeling frequency, vibration, you know what? These are things that you're going to have to learn, because that's who you are. And if you don't understand that first, it doesn't matter what religion, doesn't matter what book, it doesn't matter who you talk to. You're still going to miss out on the glory of God, because you don't know how to connect with him on a regular daily basis naturally.
Yeah. And I'm not a Bible thumper. You'll never see me in church where it's basically a place where you compare clothing and who your girlfriend or your wife or your mistress is. Okay.
Right.
I don't do that. Okay. Or what kind of car you drive. I don't do any of that stuff. But I know that God's following me, because I took a picture. I don't know if you saw this picture. I posted it in the room. Did you see the picture I took when I was at the beach on vacation?
Yeah, you sent me something. Yeah, you sent me pictures.
I sent it to you. But I want to do this for the audience one more time, because like I said, they don't watch all my videos. So I got to put it in several videos, and chances are you'll watch it. This blew my mind, because I said, oh my God. I said to my wife, I said, look, that looks like the X, which is the logo of XRP, right?
Yeah.
It does. I even outlined it for you guys. I'm going to share that the screen with you guys real quick. Check that out. You're seeing what I'm seeing, right? Right?
Yeah.
And I took this picture. At this point, I don't even know what I took a picture of. Okay. I took the picture like this, and I put the X there, and I sent it to my friend, Kathy Mathis, over in Florida. She's originally from New York. She's a tough chick from New York. Okay. And I said, look at that. I said, look at that. Right. And then she sent it back to me with a circle like this. I said, look, bro, God is sending you to tell the people about XRP. That's a picture. That's a face of God.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a religious person. I'm a very spiritual person. I don't stew anybody, regardless of what people say about me out there. But that is God telling me, hey, you better tell people about XRP. And then there's a picture. Some people say that looks like a fist. Some people say it looks like an extraterrestrial. Some people say it looks like a young version of Donald Trump. I don't know. But that is undeniable what that is. This is undeniable what that is.
Yeah. So this is for you. Let me translate this for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is confirmation. These are your guides and angels. If you look at, for me, it's the bottom left corner underneath the tree. You can see, look at the animal there. Okay. It's a ram. All right. So you're just going to power through, because that's what you need to do. So you have ram energy. That is undeniable confirmation, and kudos to you for helping to educate, because it's a shift.
Right.
And we, in XRP, financial slavery, people just can't understand easy abundance. Yeah. They just can't accept it. And, you're, like you said, the t-shirts from Nesara, Gesara, and, the XRPs, the digital assets, people, we need to start talking about it. So we have our own MK Ultra, right? Mm-hmm. In God's way, not their way.
Right. Well, some people may argue with, why did he pick you, Mel? Why didn't he pick me? I go to Bible study every week, and, but then when you close the Bible, your wife tells you what to do.
Yeah.
You got no Jello. You got Jello for a spine. You got no huevos. You may smoke a cigar, and you may have a cognac in your backhand. You might make $45,000 a month, but your expenses are $40,000 a month. And you think that you own the world, but you don't, because as soon as your wife tells you jump, you say how high.
Yeah, you're focused. Yeah, you're focused. I mean, you and I have had many offline conversations, right? I mean, you always impress me on how you see things from a very balanced, universal perspective. Mm-hmm. There's very little people that are able to do that. And this is where, these politicians are going to lack. If they think things are going to switch and announcements are going to be made and they're going to hold positions, you're part of the old world. You were in power and you didn't do anything, you're definitely not going to be on my team. So if you're a politician or a teacher or somebody and you're not driving that change and you are expected to cross over, you got to pay your dues. That's where the meek will inherit the earth, right?
Absolutely.
You have to shed yourself. That's what meek is. You know, the quiet, the humble, the shedding. You got to clean your house. You got to dust yourself off and no longer participate in these paradigms and belief systems that are not of God. It is of theirs. It belongs to a very low vibrational, non-hearted organization, dark beings that have no regard. You cannot talk to them. And some of our fellow brothers and sisters have fallen, whether it's a chipping or an implant, CIA, okay, intelligence, central intelligence. They stole your intelligence, your ability to think.
Right.
Now, you can get that back. How do you get that back? Okay. Well, you got to do good work and you got to take accountability. And it's not a matter of saying sorry, but it is a matter of having conversations with people that you've misled and hurt.
Absolutely. This is about, this whole movement right now, and I think you'll agree again, is if you look at the people that are in charge, the people that are in the forefront, the people that are out there in the limelight, myself, the Nino Rodriguezes, the Scott McKays, Dr. Sandra, okay, we are leaders in this universe that we have been chosen to be here at this particular time. There is no room for Jello, Millie Mouth, spineless worms.
Yeah.
Okay? You gotta, if you're gonna wear your cojones, wear your cojones.
Yeah, there is no, again, universal laws. People don't know them. The universal law of polarity. Okay, there is no fooling what side you're on. You need to pick that. So for those who say one thing to the people and then go behind and do another, guess what? That's all in your body. That's all in you, imprinted in your soul space. You got to clean that.
Absolutely.
At some point, you got to deal with that. And it may not be this lifetime. It may not be next lifetime. But your soul records, okay, your Akashic records, it is everything you say, think, and do is recorded, okay? And that's got to be good enough for people. People have to take that and say, okay, they have to be in a place where if they see their ex who had an affair on them, you have to look at them and say, I hope they're really happy. That's the kind of peace. That's God's realm. Because you know what? When you attain that kind of peace, you're not worried about what they're doing.
Exactly.
You're creating, you're manifesting. So this is why I tell people, forgive, forget. No one means to hurt. And a lot of the people who do bad or do stupid shit, they really were blindsided and have been hijacked in a way that you haven't. Right. So I really tell people they are not who they are. People don't want to be jerk-offs. People don't know. Do you really mean to tell me someone comes to us and says, okay, let me do this to this person? Now, there are those players because there's contrast, so back to Victoria Reynolds, I'm with her. Some people come on here to play that devil's advocate part because they're clearing their karma and they're helping you choose better for yourself. So some of those characters that have really let us down in our life, we kind of called in for our own spiritual power and they are clearing it. But that's a whole other topic. I mean, let's just right now stay focused on the fact that.
Well, you and I can really jump into one conversation. We can have her and I are so on the same page on a lot of things. We can have like a 96-hour podcast,
Yeah, I mean, because they're so deep. We're so intricate. We're so powerful and everything's connected, right? I mean, if you really look at us, we have our physical body, which is our vessel. You have the mental body. You have the emotional body. Some people debate that. And then you have the soul, the spiritual body.
Right.
So you are that intricate. And each body is a whole other component with a whole other slew of problems and education that we need to be aware of that we don't. But it comes with ease and grace when you don't have fear, when you don't ask those questions, when you don't know. We are so wound up in, we would rather be stressed and broke instead of saying, you know what, boss, I'm putting the pencil down. I'm not coming in anymore. I hate it here. And it's nothing that you did, but I need to go live my life. Now, I'm not telling people to quit, but I'm telling people to think about what you really want because deep down, most people know and they're afraid. Right. Now's your chance. There's more light anchored. There's more support, But to access that support, you have to be consistent, you have to be professional, and you have to be very cognizant of how you treat other people.
Mm-hmm.
Be the example.
This is the reason why I respect guys like Jason Shirker. Jason Shirker said, you know what? I don't like Netflix. I don't like the fact that they're trying to social engineer kids. I don't like X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do something about it. So he launches Unified TV. The link's right down below, right? He's doing something about it.
Yeah.
He put a team of, 18 guys, 17 guys together and gals. They're going to kick ass. You give it another 3, 4, 5 years, that thing will catch on because we're going into this new world called Nesara. Gesara. He's got people like me on his team. And if I get on the team, you ain't losing, dog. You understand? You're winning. All right.
Yeah.
So he's doing stuff. I had another guy, just to get back to the conversation regarding YouTube. This guy resonated with what I said. He's a programmer. He said, Mel, you got to touch me like 4 days later because you're not going to believe this. He goes, I actually found an open source script software application that is almost identical to YouTube that could be customized. And so what I said, I can't do it because I don't have time. There's only one Mel. There's only one Amber. There's only one Cheryl. Okay. Yeah. But I said, if you want to take the bull by the horn, I will support you. I will help you recruit some programmers. I will help you put the resources in place. But you got to be the Mel of that YouTube project.
Right.
Let's go, baby. Right. You know what I mean? That's what it takes. It takes leadership. I used to suck so bad doing these. I used to watch myself and I used to cringe. I'm like, oh my God. And I used to get a headache thinking about, I got to go do another one of these tomorrow. But then slowly but surely, I started to get better and better. And then I started to get comfortable. Now I'm getting cocky. You know what I mean? That's when I become dangerous.
You had me at hello when you were talking to Captain. I mean, you and I have been talking for, quite some time now. I mean, the first conversation was months ago, but I love the way you interact with people. When you were on with Captain Kyle, and I was David Straight. You're like, oh, David's like, well, we need to make it easier. And you're like, precisely.
Your volume started going in and out for some reason.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay, now you're better.
Okay, well, because I'm going back and forth. That's why.
Yeah.
But when David Straight said, oh, we got to make it streamlined, make it easy for people. And you're like, precisely. Make it easy for people like me.
Yes.
Right? Like, so you spell it out because you're the voice of the people. You're the voice. Like
you got to make it simple, stupid.
Yeah. People are too overworked, they're too stressed. They've been researching Q. They've been researching quantum. They've been researching Nesara, researching the Bible. People are researched out.
Yeah.
Now we need some guidance.
You remember the old Life cereal commercial? Mikey likes it. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that one.
Yeah.
Right? The two brothers are like, they weren't sure what Life cereal was. So they gave it to Mike. And Mike started eating, oh, yeah, this is good. And they started eating more and more. And, oh, it's good. So that's what they need to do. They need to get a guy like me. I'm real stupid, right? When it comes to technology. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I'm really not. I'm average, maybe a little bit above. All right. They should just get something going and say, okay, let's give it to Mel. And if Mel understands it, then it's ready for world consumption. Simple. Yeah. It's a very simple process. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Yeah. Keep it ABC, a little, plug and play.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
We could do anything we put our minds to, but we gotta get the energy in motion. We gotta get the people out there and grab them and say, hey, let's do something. They're losing. Yeah. Don't get lackadaisy on me now.
Right.
They're losing 100,000 to nothing.
Yeah, now's the time to, refuel your tank and just go with the gusto. Now's the time to really just, really the world's your oyster. You don't have to worry about filing your tax return. I know some people say, oh, it's contract law. The truth of the matter is they define a taxpayer as a corporation. You're not a corporation.
Let's talk about that. I love talking about this because, again, there's always new people coming to the table that don't know the story because they missed the last 5 videos. Or there's new, subscribers. You know this. You know that the IRS is registered where? As a corporation. What part of the world are they registered in?
Puerto Rico. They created they created their own country. They really are the International Monetary Fund owns them. They're owned by the WEF. Okay. That's and they own the WHO. Not one tax dollar goes to the country of the IRS. I happen to just a backdrop for me in my career as a CPA, as an accountant. Within the first week, I knew I made a mistake as a career. I have 3 degrees, highest honors. I said, there's no way, if this is the first week where I saw that there was rounding errors in the tax return. So they are actually even stealing dollars on top of what they're stealing from you, through rounding errors. But they're looking at you. It's theirs, the IRS, theirs. It's their money. That's how they're looking at it. It's protected. That pipeline is protected by the Black Law's Dictionary, which, by the way, the Black's Law Dictionary evolves. There's different versions. So you have to go back in time, depending on, where the trouble is, or, what you're looking to do. But at the end of the day, God, from what I understand, from my experience, makes things very, very easy. And there's a lot of models out there for state nationals. But at the end of the day, it's got to be easy. And you are not a corporation. Same with the mortgages, death. Okay. You don't own your home. I actually believe a renter has more rights than a homeowner.
Absolutely.
Because if the homeowner of the tenant, where the person's renting, loses their home, the tenant still has rights that they can go to the court. So the court is upside down. There's more innocent in jail than there are criminals. The judge took an oath. There's a video floating around. Someone sent it to me. A guy challenging the judge. Who's your oath to?
Right. Exactly.
Black robe.
Mm-hmm. World War II was the excuse why they launched the IRS. They said, we're going to launch the IRS to collect the tax so that we can go to war and kill a bunch of innocent people over some gripes that some banksters had. Okay. And that's how that whole thing started. But the whole thing was, like she said, she's registered where? In Puerto Rico. Has nothing to do with the United States. Doesn't build your bridges, doesn't fix your roads, doesn't go to your schooling system. The taxes you're paying to your home, part of that goes to your schooling system. But the reality is, when they said that they're going to do this World War II thing, they said, when World War II is over, we're going to abolish the IRS. That never happened because they love that gravy train, boy. They love that thing coming in like clockwork, and it never went away. You're paying taxes to an illegal institution. It's the most successful collection agency in the history of the world. Okay. And it's an illegal one at that. Okay. 1913, what happened? 1913, the Federal Reserve, right, was formed. When? During Christmas season, while you guys are busy eating some turkey and some shit. Okay. Distraction.
Yes.
Okay. You're busy eating turkey and ham and hanging out with your family and catching up and all that bullshit. And they're figuring out how to screw you. And they did a great job. They started the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve had a carte blanche at doing what? Printing the global reserve monetary system for the entire planet. Hello, is anybody home? History is repeating itself right now.
Yeah.
XRP Ripple is that new monetary system. If me and Cheryl were the guy and gal who are so brilliant, code crunchers, and when we went into some, garage or some bedroom and started crunching some code, okay, and we created the thing that's going to be the world's most powerful monetary system. You think that the United States government, the Treasury, the Federal Reserve, the guys who are left behind are good people, okay? Because these people, these entities are all shut down. You think they're going to allow Cheryl and Mel to take over the world? Oh, yeah, you guys go right ahead. Take over the world. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you nuts?
Yeah.
It's not going to, that's why you got a lawsuit. That's why you got manipulation.
Yeah. People got to really, the state national process, I tell people, go through it for the education so you don't get yourself in this mess again.
Yes.
So, because you really need to understand law, land, air, and water. What jurisdiction are you operating under? So you don't need to be an expert or a lawyer, but you need enough to be able to speak confidently in protecting your home and your rights because there's always going to be a schmuck. There's always going to be there's going to be someone that's going to come in and test you, and you got to be that force. And when you understand how it works and how it should, and the truth of the matter is, we have to trust one another, Mel. We have to get back to that where we don't have to worry about crime and laws. People say law and order. That's military. We don't need conduct yourself so we don't need military. Conduct yourself so we don't need government. Don't be rude. If you're going to infringe on your neighbor's property, ask them. Exactly. And if you do it, say you're sorry. And if you cause an accident, pay for it. Offer restitution. Say you're sorry. This insurance crap, insurance is right there. It's the pipeline with the IRS, the property taxes, and insurance. And I tell people, when you're an IRS agent, real estate agent, insurance agent, I hate to tell you folks, but you're really just stealing from your fellow brother and sister. There's no reason to, these agents, and I don't mean to, but I know a lot of them, they're not even showing houses anymore. The homeowner's selling the houses. Yeah. So, they're just taking pictures, coming in, putting it on Zillow, and that's it. There's a lot of realtors that are doing that. Okay. And it's not that you thought of it or the industry pulled the wool over your eyes, just like everything else in our, it's not you. It's the industry. It's owned by them. All these corporations, all these industries have been hijacked. Shake it off. So what? You're an agent. Make the change. Those agents that leave their jobs and no longer participate are heroes to me. Anyone who's a whistleblower, anyone who's a politician that's standing up right now, you are a hero to me. And I'm hoping that you are inspired to go into work tomorrow and drive the change that you want to drive, because you've been tapped just like Mel's been tapped. And Mel stepped into it, and look at him now. He's got a turquoise chair and he's got hats every day that change. So, and
I got 30 pairs of sunglasses.
Don't let, no hints, remember?
Don't tell anybody that. Don't tell anybody how many pairs of sunglasses.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's where we want to be. And it takes time, but it also takes courage. And courage is within you. And time is external. So utilize your courage, and that time functionality just seems to melt away, because there is no such thing as time.
Exactly. No such thing as time, guys. It's an illusion. It was all made up. Okay. Time is linear. If you don't understand what linear is, go look it up. So, you understand what's going on. This lawsuit is a kabuki theater lawsuit for the masses. It's just something to slow it down, to bring in the Gesara. By the way, debt forgiveness. I got 2 people in the queue, baby. Okay. A guy, 2 of my administrators, 2. I mean, God works in mysterious ways. These guys spoke up. They said, Mel, we want you to be the best podcaster you could be. Don't worry. We got your back. We're going to take care of the Telegram group, but you guys can join down below free of charge, and we'll show you how to charter these quantum financial system waters that are coming. Not maybe. You can't stop what's coming. Believe me. All right.
No, you can't.
This guy called me. He showed me a letter. He sent it to me today. He said he's ready to come on the show. $75,000 debt forgiveness in 2013. So it had started back in 2013, but very rare cases. Okay. I got another gentleman, got a letter from Chase, said, hey, we're going to pay you $8.91 for every dollar you paid in interest, and your mortgage is done. He's coming on the show. Okay. Yeah. So don't tell me Nesara Gesara is a hoax.
Well, that goes back to, why wouldn't you want to make America great again? Why wouldn't you want your debt forgiven? Well, you paid into it. You paid it over times 4, right? I mean, people have to want, I never will deal with a BANK again.
Right. Right.
Okay. You have to want that kind of prosperity. You have to know that, the St. Germain's trusts, God's abundance. People talk about it, but they don't know what it is. And I've when in my trip to Mount Shasta, I saw jewels, Mel, that, should have been ours, deep in the mountains of Mount Shasta, Lemuria. This is all hidden from us.
Yeah.
And when you walk down Fifth Avenue in New York City, you see the beautiful Cartier and you see all these beautiful diamonds and jewels and I can't have it, never have it. Well, you're supposed to have it. You're supposed to enjoy that. All these metals and jewels and minerals, they're gifts from God.
Yes. Yes. So the new banks that survive, the ones that want to play ball, they're going to have to adapt something called PolySign.
Yeah.
PolySign is going to be the one that is going to restructure the entire global banking system, but it's not going to be called that. It's going to be called financial service centers, and they're not allowed to bleed you anymore like the old system. I'm telling you, folks, Gesara. Listen, I wish I could tell you what I want to tell you, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. But I talked to somebody very recent, and when he allows me to let the cat out of the bag, I will. But we're going to be talking to this person sometime in the beginning of the new year.
Awesome.
And I can tell you that it's a big, big dude, okay, in this movement. And hopefully he joins forces with us. I'm sure if he's listening, he knows exactly who he is. And I will tell you that we had a 30-minute conversation without mentioning any names. I was sworn to secrecy, and I'm good to my word.
Yeah.
And I won't even tell her when the camera goes off, when the record button stops. Nobody knows. Just me and my wife and this one particular person. And he said, Mel, I can't not agree with you.
Yeah.
He said, everything you say is absolutely spot on. But call me, because he wants to see how the dust settles. He's a smart guy. He's really sharp. A lot sharper than me and way more polished. But
that's awesome.
You're going to see, you're going to see things come November, December, January, February of next year. You're going to see a lot of people coming over to our side.
Yeah, well, a lot of people too that are here are looking at things through 3D lenses. You can't look at it the way it was. You got to look at it the way from a new perspective. That's how you give it life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it is your attention, and like you said, there's been random people who've had debt forgiveness and, random snippets of the Nesara and the Gesara come to life for them. It's because of their consciousness. So everyone's going to get there. Where we go one, we go all. However, It will be at different times. It will be at different times because you have to move at your pace and you have to move from the heart and you got to feel. Use your body. Your body is your instrument. Use it for you. Use it. Let it work for you.
I got to tell you, I love the nationalist movement. I like the get off the grid movement. I love all of it, except there's a bunch of people, I'm not going to mention any names, and they're all at odds with each other. Oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like pizza shops. Hey, you're not supposed to put oregano in the tomato sauce. You're supposed to put basil. All right. And it's this big competition and there's some money in it, and everybody's jockeying for position. Yeah. Okay. And the reality is, I'm sorry to say, the people that are in this, nationalist movement, I'm going to do the same thing they're doing with I like to see people put their money where their mouth is. And when somebody says to me, look, I'm willing to give my course away completely free of charge. If they want to donate something to us, they can. We'll put a donate button there. But Margie and Jack, who've been on my show, and they're going to be on my show, I think, if I'm not mistaken, today again. Okay. I think at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. But the reality is that we're going to do a 10 series course on how to become a national, and it's going to have a zero cost to it. Now, I believe these people might have 98.99% of the cake accurate. Nobody's 100%, but there's no reason to criticize them for that, 0.1% that they're not accurate on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that going on in the movement, the people that are in the leadership position to sort of collect that. So we're going to give it away free of charge and let the chips fall where they may. Not because I want to piss those people off. That's not my intent. My intent is there's a lot of people out there that would love to do it, but they don't know how to do it. And they don't have $150 to go to a seminar. They don't have $800 to get on an airplane and rent a hotel room and eat 3 squares in restaurants, expensive restaurants, etc. You understand? And rent a car and all that stuff that comes with travel. So we're going to put it out there and let the universe decide. But these people are highly credible. They've been at this for 70 years. That's 17, 7-0.
Awesome.
They're coming on my show November 1st to November 10th. It's 1 hour a day, every day. Those videos will be where? At QFS1776.com, the Holy Grail. And you can watch the video 1, 2, 3, and you'll know what to do. They come very credible to me because they have won recently, okay, because of a medical procedure that a lot of the pilots did not want to take. I won't even make the gesture into the arm, okay? And the reality is they won 22,000 cases, documented fact, not bullshit, not hot air. 22,000 cases for who? Delta and United.
Yeah.
They're coming on my show.
Awesome. Yeah, they're angels. And you know, I applaud, I admire that trait that they are out there sharing information. You know, I share a lot of information for weekly, trying and because I want to learn. You know, I want to learn too.
Right.
But what, you know, all of these people, there is no one way. You know,
there isn't.
Everybody came in at different angles and at different times and at different places. So there's different things that apply. And this is the work of the Freemasons, right? So the Freemasons came in and, well, you got to prove your stripes. How are you going to do that? Well, I'll create a law. I'll create a program. So certain people pick up on these and they say, oh, well, if you just get rid of this, you got the UCC code that people are using for remedy. And at the end of the day, all I care about is that you're not paying your taxes, you're not paying frivolous insurance, and that you have food on the table that's clean, okay? Because at that point, you're more than 51% out of their matrix. You're not paying their 3 major pipelines, and you're not eating their poisons, period.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Cheryl, here's I march to a beat of a different drummer. I'm the salmon that swims upstream. I look at how everybody else is moving, and I always move the opposite direction, and it has served me well in life, very well.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I love Gesara and Nesara. 3 years ago, I realized that this was going to be it. There's not one player on the field unopposed. Gesara and Nesara is there, and we're kicking ass.
Right.
So I'm saying if Gesara and Nesara is making us all sovereign, we really don't need to do the sovereign movement. But if the sovereign movement is going to expedite the situation,
yes,
I'm showing up with my 17 gallons of fucking gasoline, and I'm going to help burn it down to the ground.
And that's what I've always said. It's not this or that. It's this and that.
Yes.
Use that to trigger and get out of the system now. So if 3 people, you know, so you got a block, you got 10 houses, right? Suppose three people didn't go to their corporation job where they sit there and play solitaire all day, right? And play on their social media, okay? The next 3 people don't pay their taxes. The other 3 stop paying their tax return, okay? So you got, out of those 10 people, 9 of them did something major, okay? That changes the atoms and molecules of their matrix.
Right.
Okay, you got 9 transactions that they were relying on that didn't happen. Now, if you did that per town, if you did that per county, if you did that per state, where do you think it's going to be? It's going to collapse. You know, we don't have to do any of this.
Exactly.
But we do need to be better. We do need to understand that us Americans have lost our footings, or humanity. I don't want to just label Americans. Humanity has lost its footing. We gave away our power away. It started off with our great-great-great-grandparents, okay? And it's done little by little. And I'm not upset about that anymore. I'm upset about that. Here we are. Here's our chance to, like you said, to claim it. Let's start claiming it together.
Exactly.
United.
And we're not waiting for the normies anymore. You guys are going to be left in the freaking rain. We're done with you, okay? If you want to wait for your $15 gallon of gasoline and your $18 box of eggs, you're more than welcome to. But we're moving this train forward without you, okay?
Yeah. Yep. And that's what needs to be done. Like we need to roll up our sleeves and realize, I got to be better in my life. I got to be better for my family and friends and my community. Your community is your home. That is where your
Yes.
local community, that's where your local kids are going to school. I got the parents. I feel for you because you're trying to survive. You're working two jobs, and your kids can't count. My nephews cannot count.
That's another problem that needs to be fixed. You don't like the schooling system because it's an indoctrination, right? Whatever. Start your own school. If you're a patriot teacher that knows your stuff and you're an accredited, you have a different point of view, start your own school on Zoom. That's what they made this for you. You don't need to send your kid to school 8 hours a day to learn.
Right.
Okay. It's all BS. 3.5, 4 hours. Then let them go hang out and share saliva and dirt with each other so that they build strong immune systems.
Yeah. Another brick in the wall, right? Another brick in the wall. You don't want your kid to be another brick in the wall.
Exactly.
Words of Roger Waters.
Sister, you're definitely my sister from another mister. I could be on a podcast with you forever. We're going to say goodbye to the audience. I think we hit on everything we wanted to hit on. This was an epic conversation, and we depend on you. You guys are the digital soldiers. We're just a mouthpiece. We got a pretty good idea of what's going on. I've been at this for 31 years and counting. I've already started my 4th decade, if you want to get technical. Okay. She's been at this for a while. We know what we're talking about. It's true. We pointed out all the dots. You could smell the dots. You could touch them. You could feel them. They're real. Okay. So we need you guys to take the information and boom, spread it out there. Without you guys, this doesn't go anywhere. Okay. So we could beat the algorithms. We depend on you. Let's say goodbye to the audience. I'm going to hold you over for an extra 10 minutes if you don't mind. Yes?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Spread it around. Bye-bye.